Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So it has been a while, right? So Monarchs Platinum 1. This is more of a gimmicky build. I mean, the starting point obviously was I can't remember the last video. It was a couple of weeks ago, you know, Domain Monarchs. I believe I was trying out the deck still, you know, from getting myself from gold to platinum, I guess, so early platinum. But now these duels are from platinum 1. A small change that I made was I want to try out something different, something more gimmicky. It's a strategy that back when the Monarch Structure deck was released, so the, you know, like 2016 format, the like hand control variant of the deck was actually pretty okay. I kinda remember it winning, was it an ARG tournament? It was years ago. But mainly the hand destruction variant focused on like triple Mithra, like Thestalos, the old school one, so the level 6 one, which, you know, just like when it's summoned, you can, or, you know, tribute summoned, you randomly pick one card from your opponent's hand and discard it to the graveyard. Unlike the Mega Thestalos, which basically gives you the confiscation-alike effect. But I mean, as you know, Mithra gives you the double tribute summon, so like the core process or thought process behind this is obviously go for Mithra, use the double tribute summon, and your first tribute summon being one of the Thestaloses, the level 6 or the level 8 one. The level 8 one gives you free information about your opponent's hand, and go for Erebus eventually, or Vanity's Fiend, or, you know, the other way around. Go for Erebus first, and then use Return from Monarchs to search the Mega Thestalos, right? To follow it up and take a peek at your opponent's hand to basically get free information about your opponent's hand and potentially pick away the, you know, the crucial Harpies, Feather Duster, Lightning Storm from their hand. This was an unexpected move, but I think if my opponent went for the Numeron OTK here, I believe he didn't have enough life points. So the Link 5, which again enables you, at least using one monster from your opponent to go for the Link 5 summon, that's something I would not have expected. But like either way around, if my opponent would have had enough life points for the potential Numeron OTK, I still had the potential Ether in hand. Ether was there for Kuras, you know, just special summon Kuras from the deck and pop your own monsters. This way your opponent can't crash, or would not have been able to crash into my monsters, right? So no additional bonus attack points for the potential Numeron OTK. But again, didn't really matter too much. But this is, I guess, the thing is that the core strategy of this is it's not really searchable, right? I mean, Thestalos on its own is not really searchable off of Return, but let's face it, the most important tribute monsters that you want to go to, or at least want to go for early game, are Erebus or Ether to set up Pantheism, set up Prime, you know, both in the graveyard, and then go from there. Otherwise, Vanity's Fiend is still there because, you know, it's a game-winning card. It forces out your opponent's disruption, and let's say if you kind of brick, because that's still the biggest problem of this deck, either trying like all Tribute Fodder, like Stormfort, all Mithras, all Pendulum Upstart monsters, hand traps. Still think Mexi is the only hand trap needed if you're going second. But, or all tributes, right? That's basically how this deck can brick. Yeah, the thing is that, and that's something as you've seen, or at least you saw a couple of moments ago, is that I'm not running Idea or Eidos or One for One or Foolish Burial. I kinda was about to say like gave up on those. Well, it's not really the case. The problem is that if you're playing in like Platinum, everyone and their mother are running like so many hand traps. Imperm, Ash Blossom, and so on. So, like, normal summon Idea is not that great. Mithra is there for giving your opponent a token. That's something that a lot of people overlook. Like, why are you playing Mithra? It's because of that. It gives you the double tribute summon, plus it gives your opponent a token in defense position, which kind of shuts down a potential Gamma or Imperm. Right? That's strong. It also prevents Numeron from OTKing you. If I'm not mistaken, right? I don't think you can control a face-up monster, I think. Something like that, the Numeron OTK. So PK wants to go for game, and that's something I somewhat dislike about Master Duel, or am I the only one, is that like if you activated Maxi in your opponent and your opponent accepts the Maxi challenge, you're having like so many cards in your hand and it's very hard to see them. Anyway, minor complaint though. So yeah, I mean, that was basically the game, I guess. So next one, go first. So reveal Mithra, obviously I get Maxi, it's always the case. Then again, your opponent only draws one, so that's fine though. Immediately drop Erebus, and not the best. Okay, you do have Domain Lock up, but again, it's not really something that... you want more, right? I do have the double tribute summon, that again, no tribute father. Like here, imagine a potential return. That would have been fantastic. Searching Thestalos, get a peek at my opponent's hand, and you see, I mean, they always have the kaiju, so it's a huge tell that they're playing Numeron. And here, I used Maxi. Yeah, I used Maxi, but like in all honesty, that was kinda a waste, because again, I believe so, but again, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the Numeron network only works if you don't have a face-up monster, I think. So yeah, the Mithra token is there to kind of, you know, give myself some protection for the potential Numeron OTK. And so that's why, you know, eventually go for Erebus. Again, get like one out from my opponent's hand. Like revealing Thestalos is so trolly, right? Like no one is expecting Thestalos here like in 2022. Thestalos is a card that you would see like back in 2006 in Soul Control. Who remembers that with stuff like Soul Exchange? Like one of the best 2-card combos back then was Soul Exchange into Thestalos. And it's kind of the same way. Like pick your opponent's potential counters to your board, like Harpy's Feather Duster, Raigeki. I mean, those cards in Master Duel format are fantastic. Because again, you're playing like the potential opponents here in Master Duel. The diversity is so big. So yeah, next duel, I think I mean, that's still the case, right? With the deck, you obviously want to go first. The thing is though, is that the deck can go second. You have Maxis in your main deck if you're going second. Most top tier decks, bar well Tritron, but I mean that counts for any deck that you know goes second against Tritron, and if you don't open hand traps, your opponent will just herald you, and you know with Eve or Eva have like 4 to 6 negations for, you know, no deck can win against that. But I mean, going first, put up Domain, Vanity's Fiend, stuff like that, Thestalos, rip your opponent's cards from their hand, get a peek at their opponent's, at least at your opponent's hand with Mega Thestalos. That's fun to play, actually. Even though, you know, the Domain strategy is super degenerate, I'm honest. So anyway, last example, I think, and it should be against Ignister. Ignister's going second, and again, I'm honest, if it wasn't for Maxi, I probably would have wasted a lot of time, because that's the thing. I'm also playing Emancipators on Master Duel, and you know, it takes quite a while. So if you're like your opponent, if you think, come on, play faster. And that's the same case with Ignister. I mean, you can extra link your opponent, even though like, I'm not too sure how Ignister work. Are they able to put up Trigate as well? I know there are a lot of Code Talker. I played Ignister, but it has been a while. Like the yellow one, the green one, the red one. It's actually a solid deck, especially on Master Duel. But anyway, you're doing your core strategy. Get out, at least get on the Domain Lock. And again, making sure that I have a potential tribute summon during my opponent's turn. For this case, if your opponent has like the out to get rid of a tribute summon, right? To get rid of Ether on my side of the field. Here in this case, it's Swords of Concealing Light, which basically puts all monsters from your opponent into face down defense position. So kinda bypassing Domain here. So again, the Ether Stormfort play again coming in clutch. So here in this case, if your opponent again has like an answer, then Maxi is still there, so it's fine. And I'm not sure if my opponent is able to get rid of the Domain Lock here in this case. The AI land, again, the field spell that gives you the beneficial summon, I guess, from the hand. Again, the Ignister deck got more support, was it last year or 2 years ago, and it's actually quite of a solid deck. So March, the one of is still fine, the Pendulum Upstart, again, I'm not going to butcher its name. So use Pantheism, at least its graveyard effect, and making sure that, again, as soon as you use the Pendulum Upstart's special summoning effect from the extra deck, you can't use Stormfort, right? And again, making sure that you don't have either Return or March phase up, because you can't special summon from the extra deck if you have those. And this is exactly game. So, I mean, it's more of a fun build. You heavily focusing, or at least you're heavily focusing on Thestalos, Mithra, the double tribute summon with Mithra, and so on and so on. So, is this super competitive? No, but I mean, it doesn't need to be, but it's fun for some time, right? Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lead them signing out. Peace.